Now that the Snyderverse of a DCEU franchise has come to an end, Zack Snyder has focused on something different, an epic space opera flick in this kind of like Star Wars in ways. As I just watched Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire, now streaming on Netflix. But is this new epic space opera flick really that bad as the critics say already? Because this film's getting dissed like crazy since it came out last week. Or am I just going to have to burn a hole right through them and prove that they're wrong? Find out in this spoiler free review right now. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Dool, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a spoiler free review of the recently released space opera flick, Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire, from Netflix, and, along with Stone Quarry and Grand Electric, and directed by Zack Snyder, who co-wrote the screenplay with Kurt Johnstad and Shay Han from the story Snyder wrote. He also co-produced this with Wesley Collar, Eric Newman, and Snyder's own wife, Deborah. The film has an ensemble cast that includes Sofia Boutella, Djimon Hounsou, Ed Skrein, Michiel Huisman. Well, I might have mispronounced that. Michiel, I could be wrong. Doona Bae, Ray Fisher, Charlie Hunnam, and Anthony Hopkins. The film is set in a fictional galaxy ruled by the Mother World, whose military, the Imperium, threatens a farming colony on the moon Veld. Korra, a former Imperium soldier, ventures on a quest to recruit warriors from across the galaxy to make a stand against the Imperium before they return to Veld. Now, apparently, this film has been getting dissed hard big times since it made its premiere in theaters for a limited time on the, let's see, well, a week and a half ago before it premiered on Netflix just last Thursday. Now, we start in a distant galaxy. The Mother World is a militaristic empire fueled by centuries of conquest and war through Imperium soldiers and the Mother World's infantry. The current king welcomes a daughter, Princess Issa, who possesses a rare gift of healing and resurrection. This is taken as a sign of redemption for the Mother World, as the royal family has grown weary of conflict and hopes that Issa will unify the empire not through force but through compassion. Instead, Issa and her parents are publicly assassinated during her coronation, and Belisarius, a prominent senator, declares himself regent and renews the empire's conquest with the support of Admiral Atticus Noble, a sadistic military leader. On the independent planet of Veld, Noble and his men arrive and insist that Father Sindri, a local village chieftain, sell them grain to replenish their food stocks as they hunt for a band of rebels under the Blood Axes. An ambitious farmer named Gunnar disagrees with Sindri's refusal to deal with Noble. The admiral then beats Sindri to death and orders Gunnar to prepare all of the village's grain before he returns in 10 weeks. One of the villagers, Korra, packs her things to leave, but when she sees Imperium soldiers attempting to rape a young woman named Sam, she, along with Private Eris, an Imperium soldier who is disheartened by the practices of his superiors, confronts and kills them. Korra tells the villagers that Noble will massacre the village once he returns and gets what he wants. Now, that's all the story I'll give to you, because this is a spoiler-free review, so no more on this. Sorry. Now, from what I've seen, I thought the film was fine and what have you. I mean, I do like the atmosphere of it and what have you, and it does have a pretty good cast and what have you. Sofia Boutella plays Korra. Now, I'm impressed. Now, I'm kind of impressed with her. I mean, she's an actress and a dancer. and she has recently appeared in Kingsman: The Secret Service, as well as Star Trek Beyond, and the Tom Cruise remake of The Mummy as well. So I must say she was pretty good. Djimon Hounsou, I know that name pretty well since after seeing him in films like Never Back Down and of course Shazam, and I do know him from some of the MCU films, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, yeah, he was in Guardians of the Galaxy and Captain Marvel. Well, he was in several films and what have you. He plays Tyus. He was pretty good. Ed Skrein played Atticus. Not too bad. I say it's Michiel. Michiel. No, or it could be Michelle. Much. Oh crap! I can't even pronounce this. I know this is a guy. Huisman, who plays Gunner. He's not too bad. Doona Bae played Nemesis. Not bad. Ray Fisher, who you may remember, played Victor Stone, alias Cyborg, in Snyder's DCU films. Of course, he made a brief appearance in Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, as well as, and of course, appeared in Justice League and its director's cut as well. Now he plays Darian Bloodaxe. Yeah, he's pretty good. And Charlie Hunnam played Kai. And Anthony Hopkins does the voice of Jimmy, the last member of a race of mechanical knights. Well, I must say that character was fine, what have you. The rest isn't too bad, but anyway, this was just the star and what have you. Now, this film's been heavily dissed and what have you. It's currently sitting at a mere 22% on Rotten Tomatoes, saying that the film proves that Snyder hasn't lost his visual flair, but eye candy isn't enough to offset a storyline made up of various sci-fi fantasy tropes. Well, that's in a way factually true, but not 110% though. I feel like this film has its potential and what have you, and it tried to do its best. It's just that it had some pacing issues and what have you, but overall, it was fine. First reviews of the film were really bad, praising its world building and action sequences, but criticizing its storytelling, character development, and derivative nature. Well, now the character development of what some of those was fine. The storytelling was okay and what have you, and its nature, well, it's hard to explain. But the world building and the action sequences, that's what made this pretty good. Owen Gleiberman of Variety said, while eminently watchable, this film is a movie built so entirely out of spare parts that it may, in the end, be for Snyder cultists only. Well, yes, I would recommend this only if you are a die-hard Zack Snyder fan, okay? The Independent wasn't too thrilled with this, saying it's a film populated by some of Snyder's Justice League filmmakers' worst impulses. A mess of imagery, some of it attempting to shock, congregated largely around the idea of what might look good in a trailer. The Guardian was even thrilled with this either, saying the finished product has only the vaguest contours of ambition diminished by half-assedness, dignifying the latest CGI jammed saga to decide the fate of the universe. Even one from RogerEbert.com wasn't thrilled. Criticized it was as it was too similar to Star Wars and Seven Samurai, containing an over-reliance of visual spectacle with cliched characters and themes. Well, now I can't really say characters are completely cliched, though. Now, the Daily Telegraph noted its similarities to Star Wars, saying that this first half of Snyder's diptych, how you pronounce that, is more of a loosely doodled mood board than a functioning film. A series is pulpy tableau that mostly sound fun in isolation, but become numbingly dull when run side by side. The Messenger the messenger said, as a space opera, it has none of the weight of Dune, none of the characterizations of Guardians of the Galaxy, none of the madness of Jupiter Ascending, or the Fifth Element, and none of the pep of Star Wars. Well, it's factually kind of true. The only decent review, the only decent reviews were from the United Press International, saying that the film is an entertaining filtering of sci-fi and general storytelling tropes through the lens of Snyder. And the South China Morning Post said, "What Snyder brings to the project is a sensational world-building vision and a muscular filmmaking style that can pummel viewers into submission." Well, I am going to say that they are all reasonable and why have you. This is kind of well, not close to a mixed bag, but still it have a few good action-packed moments and what have you. So why I'd say this isn't as good, not as good as Star Wars or Dune or even Guardians of the Galaxy, but it tried its extreme best. Now people have been wanting a director's cut of it, and there is actually one coming up next year. Now also they've already released the trailer for the next part of this called The Scar Giver, which will premiere on Netflix April of next year. And then soon, additional installments in the store are ongoing, with the script for a third film already being worked on as of now. So who knows how long this is going to be? But now, of course, they did. I've been hearing there's a director's cut, so but they are going to plan to do that give us that as soon as part 2 comes out. We don't know when, but if that comes out, it might change my opinions on this. Oh yeah, and the score from Tom Hulkenberg is not too bad. So overall, Rebel Moon Part 1 of Child of Fire, it's not bad as they say, so just ignore that. I'm just gonna say it's fair and decent and what have you. But again, it's no Star Wars or Dune or Guardians of the Galaxy, but still overall, it's a fair way to start. So overall, for my score, I'm giving Rebel Moon Part 1 a Child of Fire 3.5 stars. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it a 7.5. So what did you think of Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire? Let me know in the comments section below. If you liked the video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I give you another spoiler-free review, and it'll be on a recent hit film that I recently watched on Netflix, and that'll be Gran Turismo. So I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, check out my reviews for these other films and what have you, with a little sci-fi feel to them. In the upper left-hand corner is my actual re-review of the film that kicked off a big series, Star Wars, or should I say Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. It's a re-review. Or go to the upper right-hand corner and see my spoiler-free review of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 from earlier this year, which is the only big money-making superhero flick of the year. Or go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my spoiler-free review of Zack Snyder's Justice League. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.